Good evening, collective. So, here is a little bit of my cleansing sage. I want to also get a like some kind of sound thing to do the, you know what I'm talking about? But it is 1 a.m. and I wanted to do a 1 a.m. reading for the new moon in Taurus. I do not know if the actual new moon starts at 1 a.m. So the affiliation is simply for me wanting to do it at 1 a.m., which is one of the reasons I'm going to be quiet. We have a pick a pile, and this reading is simply what comforts do you need to indulge in this new moon in Taurus? What parts of your self-worth do you need to readdress? Or do you need to develop some self-worth? So this is going to be all about comfort, pleasure, being in your body, being safe and sound within yourself, and tackling probably one of humanity's toughest internal battles, the battle of self-worth. So let's get started. I'm going to keep it really simple today. You can pick a pile. All right. Pile 1 will be Spirit of the Cosmos Tarot deck from Joe Zodians. This is clear quartz. Okay. Pile 2 will be the Dark Heart Tarot from Vanessa Maya. And this will be the rose quartz. So if you aren't attracted to any of the cards, maybe you'll be attracted to the crystal or the numbers 1 and 2 or 5 and 3, or maybe you're attracted to cups or simply just the imagery on the cards. Pick your fighter. Okay, let's begin. We'll start with pile 1. Okay, we'll leave this here so we know we're talking about pile 1. It's not even visible. It's not even visible. Let's leave it here. Let's leave it here. Okay, so let's get started. One of these cards are turned over, and I'm not a fan of that. So, what does pile 1, what does the collective pile 1 need to know about this new moon in Taurus? How are they going to address their self-worth? How will they lean into some comforts? I haven't read in a while, so excuse some of the jankiness going on, but the messages have already started, right? I don't need to make excuses or explain just being human, right? Let's get that out of the way. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Well. Okay. Oh, maybe you can put it here. Justice, 8 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, 6 of Swords. The Hanged Woman, bottom of the deck, the Devil. So we have a couple major arcanas here, but the first thing that I'm getting out is you don't need to fight every battle. There are things that you can just work on internally with yourself. There are things that you can let go of, right? This is 4 and 6 is 10, ending of a cycle, right? There are things that you can do just by yourself, just internally, to move the needle forward in your favor. And when we see justice, for me, justice is all about balance, right? But I know a lot of people think legal. I don't really lean legal, only because, yes, sometimes legal matters are on the table. But in this spread, I'm not really getting much legal matters, right? We have earthly things and we have air. So this is head. Maybe you're worried about your finances, but this new moon in Taurus is telling us that anything that has to be built has to start from the ground up. You fail first and then you succeed. You're bad at something first and then you become the expert, right? So in order to balance the scales, you need to keep working on, I'm going to say like a millennial throwback, working on your fitness, right? Keep working on yourself. because that's where your growth is going to come from. This, you see, so the Four of Pentacles is interesting in this spread because the Four of Pentacles is really leaning on holding on, but the imagery doesn't show holding on. It almost shows a desire, right? So maybe your pleasures is leaning into, maybe part of your comfort would be leaning more into your desires, right? Evaluating what is worth your energy and what isn't. The Six of Swords is always about not necessarily travel specifically, but traveling, but movement forward, right? Even if you're sad to move forward, even if it pains you to move forward, it's about moving forward. And the Hanged Woman, of course, sacrifice and perspective. This new moon is asking you to maybe release and end the cycle. You can start something new. You can create something new. It's here. You can, but you have to end the cycle. Look at the world showing its face. Look at this card. And it's a beautiful card too, right? When we talk about comforts, the devil is here, and it could be overindulgence. It could be gambling. It could be drugs. It could be alcohol. It could be women. It could be men. It could be drama. It could be self-pity. Overindulgence in anything is bad. In anything, it's bad because we require balance. There's a reason why the spread starts with justice and ends with the devil. And in between those two major arcana, we have perspective. So it's asking you to shift your perspective. If you want to see what you're worth, put in the effort. If you want to know what you're worth, put in the effort, because that is what shows you what you're worth. It's not the result. That doesn't show you what you're worth. It's the fact that you desired something enough to go after it. You deserve a life with all of your dreams coming true. You deserve to see your dreams come to fruition. In order for that to happen, you have to put in the work for it. This is what pile one needs to know. This is what you're going to get your comforts from. You're going to have to put in that work. You're going to have to, and it's going to be a long, arduous process. Anything that you do, nothing's coming quick like this. Nothing. Even if it appears that way, it doesn't. It never really happens that way. So you have to put in the work. And then, of course, you have to choose your battles, because there's going to be things along the way that's really going to be hard for you. And in order for you to get through those things, you're going to have a perspective change, and you're going to have to know where to put your mental energy. And sometimes that's going to require letting go and walking away, right? I don't see any people here. Let me just, there's the exposure was right there. Six of Cups. The Fool. Queen of Cups. Wow. I put it down. Wow. Okay. Interesting. Okay. You may be waiting for something. Maybe you tried to do something before. Maybe you attempted to start a project, or maybe it's a new hobby, or maybe you wanted to you attempted to start a whole new career, right? Or maybe you're trying to date someone, and this person or this situation or this project or this job, it went away and you had to start all over. But I find it interesting that we have the Six of Cups here, the Fool, and then the Queen of Cups, because the Fool is over Eight of Pentacles and Five of Swords. This is almost like doubling down on picking your battles, on which one is worth the fight, right? But you want to indulge in, well, okay, here's your comfort. You may want to seek comfort not in the old, not in the things that are nostalgic, the things that you know, but the new things, the things that may fulfill you emotionally. That's another thing. There wasn't really any emotion on the deck except for Pisces, right? Until now. And in between emotions is a brand new start. Going into something with a fresh face, a fresh perspective, and you're going into it completely blindly, and you're just like dumb faith. But it's not just dumb faith, right? Because you're alone on this journey. This is dumb faith within yourself. End the cycle. Start anew. Get the emotional fulfillment that you need from going after the goals that you want and not fighting for things that aren't even yours. They don't even belong to you. It was never meant for you. That's why you can't hold on to it. That's why you can't, that's the interesting thing about life, right? Your comfort is going to come from finding things that are yours, working and maintaining those things. And the how you can transform your self-worth is by putting in the effort to build the life you deserve. That's how you're going to do it. Put in the effort to build the life you deserve. And of course, there's going to be challenges and things, but that's what you got to do. Now, there's no like cards on this deck that's like, whoa, the end is nigh, Everything here is very balanced and achievable. So pick up a new hobby or pick up an old hobby, right? Evaluate where you're putting your energy and if you can continue to really get the juice from that lemon. And if not, if you do that evaluation and you don't, jump ship. You can always start anew. You can always start anew as long as there's breath in your body. So take the time in this Taurus new moon and ask yourself, what kind of life do you want to build to reinforce who you already know you are? Right? And that's going to take work. That's going to take perspective. And that's going to take giving up some stuff. That's going to take giving up some stuff. There is a cycle that you are either currently closing or trying to close or has closed. I don't know if it's necessary to even tell you that. That's not even necessary. Your comforts is going to come from emotional fulfillment, finding balance. So like if you're a workaholic, work less, spend more time with people or things you care about. If you read a lot of books, read less, spend more time with, maybe watch a really stupid show to just let your brain fry. If you read a specific genre of books and not another genre of books, try something new. You don't know what you might like, right? I want to pull some, actually, I really like this deck. I love this oracle deck, the African Goddess Rising Oracle. It is probably one of the most, I consider to be one of the most healing oracle decks that I've ever experienced, which is why it's so ratty and torn up, because these decks are for personal use, and I just throw it out there for the collective every once in a while. I'm going to try to be more, but try to be more scheduled with my readings, because I want to make this a thing. I want it to be a fun thing that I do. So what is the comforts for this Taurus new moon? How can this pile one collective really settle into that self-worth? The card just flew out. I'm going to take it. And we have, I'm going to take 2 of these cards. 3 of these cards. In this deck, oh, Jesus. When a card comes out in reverse, it means like intensely you need to focus on that card. So we have, I'll turn them upright so you can read them. Mawulisa, which is cosmic power. 7 Sisters, creativity. And look at that's right on top of the Fool, right? Right on top of the 8 of Pentacles. And Sache, I'm not saying that right. Sachi, grounding. That might also be wrong, but these aren't English lessons, so. I'm gonna read. I'll put it for you to pause and read. This is one of the first cards, by the way. one of the beginning master cards. Where is it? Here we go. Oh, there we go. Wait, has this not been in frame this whole time? Well, we'll find out. Okay, another air card out. And the cosmic declaration is, my power shines forth from within. What a way to support. Let's go to the next one. The Seven Sisters. Why does it always take me so long to find? Okay. Your goddess declaration is, I am a creative visionary. So some of you might want to be getting into the creative space. And then lastly, we have Sachi, which is number 3. I'm firmly planted and deeply rooted. So you can pause and read all that. Oh, the lighting is so bad. But you know what? Sometimes you just got to go with the flow. This is going to be a dark and gloomy 1 a.m. reading for the Taurus new moon. Oh, you know what we can call this? Sensual lighting. That's what we'll say. Oh, no, I'm not done. I want to pull some, let's do some love oracles, some love messages, just in case anything, because this was nothing about love. There was no relationships here or anything. At least I didn't see it. I didn't hear it either. So maybe we'll just see if there's any love message for pile 1. Any love messages for pile 1? And if you want to know it's your pile, I'll do some letters at the end just in case. Any love messages for pile 1? Love messages. A card fell out. We're going to pull the rest. Decisions. It's time to decide about this relationship. If you're in one, rejection. The rejection is divine protection. As always, we know this. We trust this and we believe it. We lean into it, right? Nothing that's meant for you is going to pass you. And finally, longing. Someone is secretly yearning for you. Bottom of the deck, new love. A new love. If English is, you would think English was my first language. A new love or recommitment to love is developing. This might not be a person. This might be a new love for yourself. Actually, I think that's exactly what it is. And then these are my freakier, like a little bit more intense love oracle cards. Oh, and 3 cards fell out. I'll take them. The bottom of that deck is forbidden fruit. Either you're the forbidden fruit or oh, it's 4 cards came out. We'll take them. Okay. Now I don't know the order. I think this one was first. Magical moments. My person. Sexual healing. Guilty as charged. And the bottom of the deck is forbidden fruit. Cheater, cheater, pumpkin eater. No, no, no. No, no, no. But I was gonna say, but it might be 2 different things going on here. I don't think it's 2 different things going on. I'm gonna pull. Let me. The boom. The pleading man. Butterfly effect. Okay. Bottom of the deck. Heart attack. All right. Very quick, simple. Some of you are in relationships that need to end in order for you to grow. Some of you are in relationships that is literally destroying the way you value yourself. There are a couple of positive outcomes. Well, we're not looking at outcomes. We're looking at the journey. So for some of you, the journey is going to be really rough. And for some of you, the journey is going to be, there is no journey. There's nowhere to go. Rough journey or no journey is what I'm seeing. I know we have my person and I know we have butterfly effect and sexual healing and all that. But don't forget these cards, all right? This is part of the love reading too. Don't forget these cards. It might shock you though. Butterfly effect. Okay. One small drop in the ocean sends out ripples, right? So think about that as you progress, working on your self-worth, building this life you deserve, and reassessing how to stay grounded, how to really invoke your creativity, and how to connect to your spirituality, whatever that may be. Thank you, Pile One. I hope this was helpful. Oh, almost forgot. We got W. We got not yet. We got 2. L. Y. Oh, I should just put it in my hand. S. B. 9. Nope, 6. K. M. And then the other ones we pulled the 2. So we have W and an M. Okay. Hopefully this is helpful, Pile 2. Pile 1. Hello, Pile 2. If you pick the rose quartz, this is your pile. Hopefully this films well. I turned on the light, but I don't know if the reflectiveness is going to affect the reading. Also, is this at ×2? Huh. There we go. Okay. So, welcome, Pile 2. If you picked the rose quartz, this is your reading. If you picked the Vanessa Sumaya Dark Heart Tarot, this is your reading. I'm just gonna pull some cards for you and see, whoops, almost what we get. This is 1 a.m. and it's so funny because I've already forgotten what I said at the beginning of this reading. I remember saying something about comfort and something about self-worth. And so let's see. With the Taurus new moon, that's going to be the focus, right? Getting grounded, creating with your hands, getting back to earth, Mother Nature, from the ground up, and just comfort and sensuality, and like having the persistence, to just keep going and going and going. So let's get some cards out. Okay. Okay, we have the Queen of Plates. Ten of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles. This came out in pile 1, 2, 3 of Swords, 7 of Crystals. This almost tried to come out when the cards flipped. 6 of Pentacles. Very similar energy, huh? Bottom of the deck, 3. Oh, sorry, not quite yet. 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups. A lot of similar cards here. No major arcanas in this one. Let's get into what you can do to find comfort. Okay, the first thing I'm going to go with is you need to feel financially secure. And you might not feel that way quite yet. And you're really stressing about it. But you don't need to stress. You can take a break. Pile 2, what's going on here? This is weird. Because it's asking you to see beyond yourself. It's only you in all these cards. you might be in a unintentional hermit mode, and you might be thinking, okay, this is a great opportunity for me to like be within and just be quiet and like just kind of like use solitude to your advantage. I don't think this is going to do that though, because there's something you need to revisit for clarity to understand. But not just to understand, in order to make a decision. And you've been evaluating whether or not at 7 and 7, you've been evaluating 6 and 6. You've been evaluating whether or not. Okay, so here's the funny thing. Because if you are a giver, you need to be a receiver in this time. If you are a receiver, you need to be a giver in this time. And if you have balanced the scales and you're able to give as well as receive, then you can, and I'm hearing this so clearly, you can put down the armor. You don't have to fight. So in Pile 1, there was a message of like, pick your battles wisely. But Pile 2, it's a different message. The universe has already balanced the scales for you. You don't need to fight. But you're so used to fighting. That's all you know. But you don't need to. You don't need to keep evaluating, keep thinking, and keep worrying. You've already you've set your Ten of Pentacles on a path already. You've already done some things to get that Ten of Pentacles in motion. And so you can take this time to not only relax, but you can evaluate, you can think, you can try to like look back at the hard work you've done and watch as your seeds grow, right? Be reflective on what you've put in, the hard work you've put in, right? That's part of comfort. Rest is all automatically comfort, right? And while a lot of life is going to ask you to stand on business, right? This is what the 7 crystals is all about, right? You don't necessarily have to in this time of your life. You don't have to be on defense. You can be on offense. You can trust that as something leaves one hand, something else comes in the other. You can trust that. The thing that you might be struggling with, I'm going to pull a couple more cards, is wanting to revisit maybe the old version of you, or feeling more comfortable, because we're talking about comfort, right? Feeling more comfortable in the old version of you. But the universe has said you don't need to do that. You, like I said, you might have already started learning something to get you to your 10 of Pentacles. And with the 7 of, oh, see? Hold on. Can you see it? Let me bring it a little closer. You see that? The 9 of Pentacles, the Moon, and the 3 of Pentacles. The 3 of Pentacles, the 9 of Pentacles, and the Moon. Whatever you're looking for is already in your possession. You just can't see it yet. The old version of yourself is calling. And you might feel like you need to answer, but you don't. That's where you're going to find your comfort, by not answering. You don't need to answer. You don't need to answer to that old version of you. You can feel secure and safe. You can feel stable in your body as you are right now because you've done the work. You've earned it, right? And because you've, and I want to take out that word earn. Actually, no, you have earned it. For you, Pile 2, you've earned it. You've put in the work. So, like, you've earned, like, this, you've earned the ability to just sit and watch your fruits develop. Sit and watch all your seeds begin to bud from the ground. You get to do that. It's just like a privilege, obviously, right? We have the 5 of Pentacles. We have the Page of Crystals, a page, and we have the Ace of Pentacles. Like I said, out with the old, in with the new. the energy you wish, like, let's say you struggle with motivation, right? And like people with ADHD, that's like a huge thing for them. What trick can you play on your mind to get yourself there? This is so interesting because even though we do have swords in pile 2, this energy is literally that energy and earth. The cups is here, but the cups is not doing much lifting, right? But pile 2, you might be struggling with some kind of some kind of block. You might be a little bit stuck, but not stuck in the way of like you can't get it done. Stuck in the way of like you feel like you need more information to get it done. You feel like you don't have enough to continue to forge forward. And I don't think that that's true. I think you're seeing yourself as a 5 of Pentacles, and you're just not. You're just not. I think you're seeing yourself as the 3 of Pentacles, and that's not where you are. You're the 9 of Pentacles. You're the 10 of Pentacles. But you haven't caught up to the work that you've put in yet. Because in your mind, you're probably like, oh, well, I can't see the fruits of my labor. Growing is a long process. In anything that you do, it's a process. And pile 2, that's your message. In order for you to relax and really enjoy this Taurus new moon and really settle into comfort and really build on your self-worth, is you need to relax. You've already put in the work. You can breathe. You don't trust that it's enough. It's enough. It's enough because I can see you haven't stopped. And when I say stopped, I don't mean like doing things. I mean you haven't stopped thinking about what you need to get done. You've completed step 1. You've completed step 2. You've completed step 3. You can breathe between every step so that when you're ready to do the next step, you have enough energy to do the next step. Is this reflection bad? Possibly. You can't even see the card yet. Can't even see it. Okay, so we got a different setup. Maybe that ADHD comment was for me. Questions that need answers. Pile 2, you don't see. That's your problem with your self-worth. I don't want to say problem. That's going to be your struggle. You don't see the work you've put in already. You don't see it. And you're looking, but you can't see it. Because this is how you're looking with your head. In your head, you're looking. In your head. And maybe this is where the 6 of Pentacles comes in, where you feel like you haven't seen a return on your investment. But the return may not be there until you're ready to actually make space for it. If you're going, how can you breathe and enjoy what you've done? Just on to the next one, right? Let's get some oracle cards to add some clarity. Because pile 2, I don't think that what you think is going on is going on. I think you're way too concerned about wanting one specific outcome versus being open to any which way it could go. Because aces is just the potential of the energy. It doesn't mean for certain. Let's say you're worried about losing your job, right? You see the Queen of Swords, you see the 4 blades, and then the 5 Pentacles on top. Let's say you're worried about losing your job. We also have the 7 of Pentacles, the 7 of Crystals, and the Page of Crystals. You've already gone from this to this, and you don't even know it yet. You're worried about something that you've already moved past. Because with the Page of Crystals, you are now cultivating new energy to move forward, right? You are now taking action, right? With all this fire, you are building something. Fire is release. Fire is cleansing. Same thing with water. It's cleansing, it's release, it energizes, it can fuel you. So let's say right now you're really upset about something. You're pissed. Transmute. Alchemize. Transform. Use it to push you forward. Use it. Let the energy be your guide. And that's a message. And a card has already fallen out. 2. Oh, and there's a 3rd. I didn't even get a good shuffle. Bottom of the deck. Soul forgiveness. Truth. Feeling safe. Listen. Let me get the book so you can take a screenshot. The goddess message for, oh, I didn't even say their names. I might not pronounce these correctly. Mbokomu, Nonde, Tituba. Okay. So we have, I forgive and free myself. I forgive and free others. That's right. That is right. The goddess declaration is, this truth is my friend. You can't go wrong with honesty. And no matter how painful the honesty is, it's always going to be better than a lie, better than manipulation, better than gaslighting. The painful truth is always better than any other alternative, because at least with the painful truth, you can move forward from that. At least knowing, no matter how bad the situation is, at least knowing you can make the right decision. You can make an informed decision. Okay? Hopefully you got a little picture of that. Goddess declaration, I am safe. It is safe to be safe. You can. You got 7 wands out. Ready to, whoop, 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 whoop. No, you can put a couple. Keep 3. Only keep 3. See, I said 3, but I put out 2 fingers. Keep 2. Only keep 2. Only keep 2. And then watch your hard work blossom. And if like gardening, right? There's a couple of days where we might have to go in and like cut off this little piece and knock some bugs away and like spray a little bit more water. Yes. Regular maintenance is going to be helpful. Obviously, a routine is going to be helpful, right? That's going to cement what you got to do. Yes. But you have to stick to it. Okay. Let's do some love messages. A card has already fallen out, and look at the trust. What? Listen, pile 2. You can sleep safe. You can rest, pile 2. You see? Whatever old thing you're trying to go back to, don't. And okay, this is the love part. Don't go back to that old thing. Let it be that old thing. Listen, in this time, this is about you. If you meet anyone in this time, that's the advice. Okay? Don't rush into anything. But you don't even have to do that right now. Because right now, like I said, from the minute I pulled these cards, I said this is all about pile 2. There's nothing else here. It's all about just you, your single soul journey. Not with the other one where, I mean, I know there's a page here, but like I said, you're not seeing yourself for how far you've come. So you might be seeing yourself as a page. Right? But you're not that. There's also a queen on the deck. I mean, on the spread, right? So let's look at, this is just for funsies. Because pile 2, this is all about you. And let me tell you this. You've learned the spiritual lesson is not a light card to get. Whatever you were worried about, whatever you're putting all this work into, just trying to get it done, you've got it done. Whatever you were working on, you did it. You can breathe now. right? Let's get some of this off. See, no jumpers for this one. No jumpers for this one. Because this one, whoever's coming back, don't do it. Don't do it. Pile 2. You see this? These are warnings. Pile 2, you look gay? Just a little bit, just a smidge. I'm joking. I actually want to read what this means because I've never gotten that card before. And bandages. Okay, listen. We're going to read these two. I think these are the only two we need to read. It might be a friends with benefit situation coming back. It might be someone that you could have started something with and it didn't quite finish. It didn't quite, maybe it was supposed to be something that you guys did together, right? But either one or both of you was not really ready or it didn't come together the way it was supposed to. Either way, the message is clear. Don't do it. Hold on. This is a solo journey for you, Pile 2. If someone's coming into your life at this time, I don't think you need to give it too much focus. You can continue resting, continue working on your fitness. As Fergie would say, working on my fitness. She's my witness. I might say all those words wrong. Let's see what's going on. We're going to do bandages first, and then we're going to do colors. For no reason, really. Bandages. Healing. You and your love interest is still in the process of healing from a previous relationship or from past trauma. If you have a love interest, Pile 2, this is where you guys are. Colors. Someone is hiding their true sexual identity. This card also speaks of someone showing their true colors. Whoever about to spin the block, or if you, Pile 2, let me get up close. If you about to spin the block on somebody, don't you go spinning the block, bringing havoc into that person's life. You hear me? If you about to spin the block on somebody, you spin the block and you go back in there and you do what's right. And if they tell you, no, I don't want you coming back, don't you say another word. You turn around and you go back up that hill. Because you might have been the one to cause the ending. Yeah. Let me get close and talk to you. Yeah. But if you're not, and you were the one on the receiving end of the harsh treatment, then this is going to be a test, not even a test, because they said you've already mastered it. But this is just another part of your self-love and self-worth journey. If someone has shown you how they will treat you, and this is my personal policy. I can't speak for anyone else, but I've seen that, you know, when you forgive people and you let them back into your life, they likely are more, they're more likely to do whatever they did to you twice. And the second time around is usually worse than the first time around, especially in romantic relationships. So I wouldn't recommend that. I wouldn't recommend you going back because listen, sometimes the lesson is losing the thing that you hurt, right? Sometimes that's the only lesson. And I know we see go slow here, but this card is saying there's something being hidden. And whatever's being hidden may bring you harm. Don't do it, Pile 2. And if you're the one trying to bring the harm, Pile 2 up. That's me punching you through the phone. Well, it was more of a slap because my hands were out, but listen. The pile that I'm talking to, you guys have done the work. You've put in the time. You've earned your stripes. And you've mastered a spiritual lesson. Whatever that lesson is, you've mastered it. And you need to trust that. Okay? You're seeing yourself as still an apprentice. And the cards are saying you're not. So step into that. Also, the Queen of Air is also intuition. Trust your intuition. The Queen of Air is another balancer. Let's get some. Let's see if any of these means anything to you. I don't have to put it on the thing. So we got a T. We got a soon. Maybe you'll hear soon. We got a 0, or is that an O? We'll figure it out. That's a 0. We got a 4. We got a C. We got an M. We got a yes. And we got a U. One more. X. Spice things up. Hey. Isn't X one of the sexual identities now? I'm going to have to get on the Googler and see what they're talking about. Pile 2. I hope this message finds you well. I hope this message brings you some kind of peace or growth, or maybe you needed to hear something in this message today. Whatever it is, I hope it reaches you, and I hope you get some kind of benefit from this. You have a wonderful rest of your new moon.